I'm up a tad early to allow you guys to come in and what I call the buffer zone. Let's get it over with. The sooner the better. Hopefully there's not much of it. So yeah, you can just chill with me just a minute. I'm up a tad early too. I always forget to turn down my volume when I check on that. Dadgummit. Already got some people in the chat. Man, y'all cannot wait, can you? It's coming, I promise. We already got Flicked FN, Basketball Legend, Reese Farrell, Chris, and Ballard Sports Media. Haven't seen you in a while, man. What's up? Like I said in yesterday's show, we do have some buffering at the beginning of these shows for whatever reason. So whenever that happens, just, let's get through it. And it seems to fix itself throughout the show. So if it does start buffering, it does happen near the beginning of the show. I have no idea why. I haven't figured it out. But if I ever do, I will get it fixed. But if you can hang on there, we'll get through it. Just like usual. Pizza Woman, Joey. My man, Joey. Alright, guys. So, like I explained yesterday, I'm building up to a really special, super special live show this Saturday. I'm going to be doing a live show with Mark Rogers. My boy Joey worked his magic, got Mark to agree. Mark's actually a really nice guy. So he was gracious enough to say yes. So we're going to build up to that. We're going to, promote it and build up to it and do some live shows on the way. And another reason for these live shows as far as consecutively is to try to work out whenever you have a big guest on, technically clean show. So we want to make sure everything's working. Minimal buffering, and we're going to have a great show with Mark. He's a good guy, and he knows a lot. I wanted to do, you know what? I'm doing a rant video tomorrow, but I wanted to kind of share with you guys real quick, even if you're not a West Virginia fan, bear with me. I have an issue, big issue, especially with ESPN and their FPI percentage as far as chances for West Virginia to win in each particular football game. Not too happy with how that how that's come out so far. Not too happy at all. Whenever I look at these FPI percentages for West Virginia, they're not just disrespecting West Virginia, but they're disrespecting some of the opponents that West Virginia plays. Because with these numbers, they're basically saying that one team is better than the other. And you're like, there's no freaking way that team is better than the other. But I'm trying to figure out why. How do they come up with these percentages? I'm going to do some research and figure out the exact criteria, because I'm not sure. I'm not going to try to BS my way through it and pretend like I know it, because I don't. So I'm going to do some research, figure out what all goes into those FPI percentage as far as, what they think the chances of a certain team has over another team. The FPI stands for football. I'm going to do some research into that and figure out what all actually goes into that. So let me do a quick rundown of the FPI, and you'll see why I'm a little bit mad about this. So the first game at Maryland, they give West Virginia a 57.8% chance of winning. I'm okay with that. It's the first game of the year. It's on the road. Maryland's not going to be a terrible team. They're going to be a decent team. I think Maryland will go to a bowl. I'm okay with that. Okay, so the first one I'm okay with. The second one, Long Island, 99.7%. Yeah, that's an FCS school. West Virginia is going to win that game. They are. I know there's never a 0% chance of losing, but that's about as close to it as it comes. All right, so next, Virginia Tech at home. Virginia Tech at home. 52.1%. So they're saying that West Virginia has a better chance of beating Maryland on the road than we do Virginia Tech at home. That one makes no sense. I don't understand that one, not even a little bit, not even a smidge. And it's not just team versus team, it's road and home. Number one, I think Maryland is better than Virginia Tech. And number two, we get Virginia Tech at home. I think that should be at least in the 70s. All right, so next game at Oklahoma. According to ESPN's FPI, we have a 6.9% chance of winning. That's actually fair. I can't complain. I think the number should be a tad higher, maybe like 15%. 6.9, there's nothing really to argue. Oklahoma has owned us. It's on the road, so it is what it is. All right, next game. Home game against Texas Tech, 62.5%. No problem with that. Maybe it should be a tad higher because Texas Tech is supposed to be really, really bad. It's at home, so I'm thinking high 70s maybe. So a little bit of a problem there, but really so far the biggest problem that I've had with this is the Virginia Tech versus Maryland situation. All right, so the next game at Baylor. We have a 41.5% chance of winning that game. Baylor and West Virginia is pretty close to being a rivalry. We play each other really well. Worst case scenario, I think it should be 50-50, maybe a coin flip. West Virginia is the better team, but this game has played out like a rivalry. It is on the road, so I would give Baylor some benefit of the doubt, but not like that. I would say 50-50. All right, so still, as is still Maryland and Virginia Tech, and the discrepancy there. Next game, home against Iowa State, 36.6%. Iowa State is a good team, but it's at home. That needs to be, I would say, in the lower 40%. But honestly, that's really more like splitting hairs. Nothing massive out of that. Next game, home against Oklahoma State, 48%. Big problem with that. I think West Virginia will be better than Oklahoma State this year. It's at home. I think West Virginia has the capability of beating Oklahoma State by 2 scores. Giving us a 48% chance of beating the Cowboys at home is ridiculous. And they don't have Chuba Hubbard, I believe. I know LD Brown is good, but they also lost Mike Wallace. They're not going to be nearly as good as what they were last year. And Oklahoma State still had a let-down year last year, and they're going to be even worse this year. Yeah, I think that percentage needs to be higher. All right. I missed a game, so I'm going to go back real quick. Everything else stays the same. I missed the game at TCU, but I'm glad I missed it because this will go in a direct comparison. All right, so road game at TCU, they give us a 29.4% chance of winning. That's stupid if you follow this series. This series is very close. I would say Baylor, TCU, Kansas State, and Texas are the 2 closest as far as West Virginia having a rivalry. All right, so, but we're going to compare TCU and at Kansas State. So at TCU, they give us a 29.4% chance of winning. Dumb. At Kansas State, a 60.2% chance of winning. What? So, that doesn't make... I know TCU is going to be better than what they were last year, but West Virginia plays both of these teams really, really well. To me, honestly, if you're going to put the percentage at TCU at 29.4%, wouldn't you put Kansas State at 35-40%? That's a huge gap. Both are road games, so basically they're saying that Kansas State's going to be trash, which I don't think they're going to be, and that West Virginia basically will not be able to beat TCU. I have TCU beating West Virginia, but it's going to be a good game, and I'm not going to sit here and say that West Virginia doesn't have a chance to beat TCU. We do. We beat them all the time. It's back and forth. It's a pretty good close to being a rivalry. Kind of mixed up, but that's That's not the worst thing, guys. Home game against Texas, 31.4%. All right, so yesterday they say they emphasize that doing horns down is going to be an unsportsmanlike flag. And then they come out with an FPI percentage saying that West Virginia only has a 31.4% chance of beating Texas at home. That's a bad combo. You're making it seems like you're doing this on purpose. Are you trying to make West Virginia fans mad? Because that's what this looks like. Yesterday, and to be honest, the horns down thing wasn't a huge deal until West Virginia started doing it. Then it just kind of exploded. And then you throw this on there where it's a home game and you're giving West Virginia a 31.4% chance of winning. If you're trying to make West Virginia fans mad, you're succeeding, especially this one. I'm mad. Then the last game, at Kansas, 87.4% chance of winning. Kansas does not have a 12.6% chance of beating us. This is going to be one of the worst Kansas teams we've seen in a while. And Kansas has been bad for a while. So that percentage should be like 97, 98. There is no way on God's green earth that Kansas has anything above 10%. And that's pushing it. Anything above 10% as far as a chance of beating West Virginia. Now, I know they did it that one time, but West Virginia had a bad team that year, and we still had Dana Holgorsen, the nutcase. So, yeah, stupid things happen, but this West Virginia team is a much better team than that team was, and our coach, way better. The only reason that West Virginia got Dana Holgorsen is because we were transitioning into the Big 12, and they thought it was a good idea to have a Big 12 guy to kind of ease us into the Big 12. I think it was a big mistake. I think it actually set us back quite a bit. Because if you look at West Virginia, before Dana Holgorsen, we were having some of the greatest success that we've ever had. I'm talking all time. Then we go through the Dana Holgorsen stretch, and now that we're past him, we're getting back to what West Virginia should be. So don't be surprised if when West Virginia starts having these top 25 recruiting classes again. We've always been capable of this. We were doing it before Dana Holgorsen got here. So just don't be surprised. A comment just caught my eye, and I have to answer this, guys. Jacob Eop says, who's worse, Vanderbilt or Kansas? Kansas, by a long shot. Kansas has almost self-buried themselves with all these transfers and JUCOs, kind of like what West Virginia was doing. That's why whenever Dana Holgorsen left, West Virginia was in shambles. He was using all of our scholarships on these transfers and JUCOs, which, if you need to plug positions or whatever, but you do not need to rely on that because you need to be a program that builds players, not just, you're trying to pick off good players from others. And they're only going to be there for a year or two. Then you got to worry about it all over again. So Kansas is kind of in that situation right now. Vanderbilt just got a pretty good hire themselves. The jury's still out as far as the hire for Kansas. The coach for Buffalo, he was pretty good at Buffalo, but Kansas is a whole different animal. So I would say as of right now, this moment in time, I would have to give the nod to Vanderbilt. And this is going to sound crazy. I think there is a slight, I would give it maybe a 20% chance of Vanderbilt making a bowl. There is a chance. Not a very good chance at all. I'm not calling that. I'm not predicting that to happen. But it's a chance. For Kansas, no chance. They would be lucky if they got 3 wins, to be honest with you. I think Kansas ends up with 1 or 2 wins this year. I think they should set the over-under on that at 3. I haven't looked at Kansas's over-under right this second. But if I were in control of that, I would definitely set the over-under at 3 because I don't see them winning any more than 3. And 3 is being very generous to Kansas. For Vanderbilt, I think they could pull off a 4 to 6 win season. I think they definitely get to 4 wins. In order to get to a bowl, they would have to pull off some wins that aren't likely, like maybe a Tennessee or a South Carolina. I think it's doable. I just don't think it's likely. So I'm thinking Vanderbilt's going to land on that 4 or 5 spot as far as wins go. I like what Jim just said. He said Vanderbilt would beat Kansas 31-3. Quite 31-3. 31-3 is very rational as well. So I can't discredit that at all. Vanderbilt is the better football program right now. Kansas is just, they're a train wreck right now. They have literally self-buried themselves. That was a terrible hire for Les Miles. I know he was covering up the shenanigans that was going on at LSU, but you could definitely tell that due diligence was not rendered in that situation. All right, so I did a video, I think it was the day before yesterday. Now that I have a fair amount of people in the chat room, I want to get your guys' vote. Even if you've already watched the video, that's okay. I'm going to run through this real quick. So I did a video called Golden Blue Dude versus Athlon. So I took Athlon's conference rankings, and then I gave you my conference rankings. I'm not going to do the group of 5 tonight. I'll do that on a separate live show. I just don't want to start rabbit trailing. So we're going to do the group of 5. And in the chat, you guys let me know if you would take Athlon. And trust me, my feelings will not get you that. Be bold. Be concise. And stick to your guns. Don't try to pacify me is the big thing. All right, so here's the first one. Golden Blue Dude versus Athlon. Oh, Tiger Baskins is in the house. He says, Golden Blue Dude, I'm now subscribed for my main channel. That's awesome. And the reason I specifically called out Tiger Baskins is because me and him are actually going to do a collaboration of a rap video. If you're not familiar, if you're a new subscriber and you're like, what the heck is this guy talking about? I've done 3 rap videos. You know, I'm not trying to act like I'm a rapper or any good. It's fun and entertaining. So me and Tiger, which he beat me in the LouTube Got Talent, because Lou put me up against him because he did a rap video as well, and he beat me. So it's official. He is the better rapper. But we're going to do some collaboration and come up with a great beat and a great rap show for you. All right, so here we go. Real quick, now that we got a fair amount of viewers, we're going to start with the ACC. So I'm trying to figure out which order I should go in. I'll give you, you know what? I'm not trying to brainwash you. So I'm going to give you mine first, and then give you Athlon's, because the way they say the brain works is the last thing you hear is usually the one that you're going to choose. So I'm not trying to stack the deck against Athlon. I'm going to rotate it. First one, I'll start with me, then go to Athlon. We'll start with the ACC Atlantic. All right, so for me, here's my pick for the Atlantic. You ready? Clemson, NC State, wrong way. Clemson, NC State, Florida State, Boston College, Louisville, Wake Forest, and Syracuse. Got that? Clemson, NC State, Florida State, Boston College, Louisville, Wake Forest. Here's Athlon's pick for the Atlantic. Clemson, NC State. So the top 2 are the same. Here's where we differ. For 3, they have Boston College, then Florida State, then Louisville, Wake Forest, Syracuse. So basically the difference between mine and theirs is I have Florida State in 3rd, Boston College 4th, and they have Boston College 3rd and Florida State 4th. Give me a vote. Athlon or Golden Blue Dude? Let's get this thing going. You like Golden Blue Dude's Atlantic Conference predictions or Athlon's? Let's see some voting. Come on, guys. Still mad about the FPI, though. Michael Vick's in the house. What's going on, bud? I'm trying to see if people prefer Athlon's conference predictions or mine. Well, yeah, I agree. Clemson will win the Atlantic. I'm saying, like, whose order do you like overall? Do you like mine or Athlon's? I had Clemson, NC State, Florida State, Boston College They had Boston College 3rd and Florida State 4th. Scott says Athlon. That's fair. So Scott prefers Athlon. Reese prefers Athlon. Anybody else going to vote? We got a phone going off, so if y'all hear something, that's it. Joey says Athlon. Michael Vick says Golden Blue Dude. So y'all are liking Boston College in that 3rd spot and Florida State in the 4th spot. No, Reese, don't apologize. You're not hurting my feelings. I'm just trying to count these votes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. So it's 4 to 2. 4 votes for Athlon and 2 votes for Golden Blue Dude. So I will mark that down. See if anybody else wants to vote real quick. We'll say 4 to 2. All right, so now on to the Coastal. This is where it's going to be a little bit more of a discrepancy. For the Coastal, I have North Carolina, Miami, of course. 3rd place, I have Pitt. Then Virginia, then Georgia Tech, then Virginia Tech. Now, Athlon, they have North Carolina, Miami. Those are the same. But in 3rd place, they have Virginia Tech. I have Virginia Tech all the way at 6th. They have them at 3rd. I have Pitt at 3rd. They have Pitt at 4th. And it's pretty much the same on down. So the big difference between me and Athlon's for the Coastal is I have Pitt 3rd place. They have Virginia Tech 3rd place. And then everybody else just slid down. So, do you think Athlon's rankings are better? You think Virginia Tech will grab that 3rd spot? Or Pitt will grab that 3rd spot? And I'm a West Virginia fan, and I put them in 3rd place. I'm telling you, Pitt's going to be good this year. Traveling Fools already says Athlon. Biggest difference, I have Pitt 3rd. They have Virginia Tech 3rd. And then the rest are just kind of slid down. Everything else is pretty much the same order, just on down. Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Duke. They just have Virginia Tech at 3rd. I have Virginia Tech in 6th. I just don't think that Virginia Tech... Virginia... And I've done a prediction video. They don't have a ton of talent over there, and they always underachieve. And Pitt actually does have a lot of talent. And Pitt's 3 toughest games, Clemson, North Carolina, are all at home. So if they could win one of those games, and I think they could, Pitt could have a 10-win season. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, 6 votes for me and 1 for Athlon. So it looks like the Coastal went in my favor. So the ACC was kind of a wash, but I still got the win on the Coastal. I'll take it. All right, let's move on. Let's not dwell on things too much. The Big 12. 7. Pizza gives me 1 too. All right, Big 12. I'm going to do Athlon first. Athlon has Oklahoma, Iowa State, 1 and 2. Then Texas for 3rd. TCU, Oklahoma State, West Virginia, Kansas State, Baylor, Texas Tech, and Kansas. My rankings, I also have Oklahoma and Iowa State 1 and 2. But for 3rd place, I have TCU. They have Texas at 3rd. I have TCU at 3rd. For 4th, I have West Virginia. That's where they have TCU. So basically, without trying to confuse you guys, the biggest difference between mine and their ranking in the Big 12 is I think TCU is going to have a good bounce back year because that's what TCU does under Gary Patterson. So I think they shoot up to 3rd. Athlon thinks that coach that immediately they're going to be contenders and be third. I always think there's an adjustment period, even if there is a good coach coming in. I mean, even look at Nick Saban. There was an adjustment period for Nick Saban at Alabama. He didn't win the SEC or a national championship that first year. Didn't happen. And then under that is where they have TCU. And they have Oklahoma State 5th. I have Oklahoma State 7th. Oklahoma State is going to drop. They're going to drop. They're not going to be kind of 5th, middle of the pack. They're going to drop severely. No Chuba Hubbard and no Mike Wallace. And then they have Kansas State at 7, and I have Kansas State at 6. So that's kind of close. So the main difference is third place. I have TCU. They have Texas. I have Texas falling down to 5th, and that's where they have Oklahoma State. So basically you're voting if you think Texas is going to be good enough to grab third place, or is it going to be TCU? I think Texas falls not off a cliff. They're still getting to a bowl. They're still going to be Texas, but they're not going to be like a 9-3, 10-2 team. What say you? What would y'all say? Would y'all take Athlon's or Golden Blue Dudes version of Reese says GBD now, no doubt about it, and West Virginia not in the top 5. I know, right? It doesn't even make sense. Talkis Pitt said Athlon is stuck on stupid. See, that's what I do rely on Athlon to a certain extent, but the thing is, they don't make sense sometimes. Sometimes they don't make sense. And I try to figure out their formula, and sometimes it's just to no avail. So anyways, all right, so you guys think about, let me know. So what I'm going to do now is, Joey, would you do me a favor and in the comments section type out my number 509-906 blue 509-906-2583. We are opening up. Now I don't have a phone system set up yet, so it will be one caller at a time. So if the line's busy, I do apologize. But yeah, if Joey would, go ahead, put that number in, and we'll see what you guys have to say. I mean, we don't even necessarily have to talk about this. Talk about whatever's going on. If something's bugging you, or maybe you're excited about something, whatever the case may be. Call-in number 509-906-6688. Don't be scared. I ain't gonna try to make you sound stupid or anything like that. And it does look like I won the Big 12, 2, 3, 9. I had 9, and we had 10. 10-1, I think. Okay, so yeah, 10-1. We're good. So we do old school. I do old school. You call in. Basically, you're calling the number that I had set up for this phone, and it'll be going up to the mic until I get a soundboard and set all that other stuff up. I need Joey to put in the call-in number on. Put the call-in number on the screen so they know it. There we go. Joey's got it. That is the call-in number. Anything college football related, call on in, and we'll talk about it. Maybe something's getting on your nerves. Maybe you're super excited. Maybe your team got a big deal commit, or maybe ESPN kind of ticked you off about their FPI chances for your team. Or you can give a prediction of whoever you're a fan of. Whatever you want to do, as long as it's college football related, we're good. Even if it's, close to college football, I'll take that. Why am I buffering again? That's getting on my nerves. I thought we had already gotten through that. Yeah, we can talk about week 1's point spreads. Whatever you want to talk about. I'm good. Oh, that's a good question right there. Jim says, I want to know who you think will be the first coach fired this year will be. Well, Scott pretty much answered it, and that's what I was going to say. Matt Wells at Texas Tech. He's not doing very well, and he's I don't see why they kept him for another year, to be honest with you. Texas Tech backwards. Why did my phone ring? I turned the ringer off. Hold on. Sorry, I had the ringer on. I thought I turned it down. What's going on, bud?
How everybody else is doing, but I'm just sitting here looking at a buffering screen.
What?
I'm just buffering. I don't know if they... Are you buffering, you bet? Okay, so maybe it's just me, maybe. All right, man, so...
You do have bad internet.
I do. I don't understand this FPI bullcrap. I hate it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the same FPI that put Cincinnati down to, 37th? You know?
Yeah.
Just nuts.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's crazy.
It seems to me like, was it Virginia like a top 20? In the FBI when it came out?
No, I think they were like top 30, bottom 20. I could be wrong, but I think they were like, I wanted to say 29.
I was thinking that Kansas State, TCU, Baylor, and Texas Tech were all below West Virginia. None of them were ahead of them. Texas was, Oklahoma was, Iowa State was. But, no, Iowa State wasn't either, which was.
You know, I'm glad you brought up the Cincinnati thing because people don't realize this. That's one of the main reasons playoff conversation last year because of that stupid FPI. It had them at like 13, 14. And the poll committee thought that they were doing Cincinnati a favor by ranking them at 8 or 9, whatever it was. And really, it was just the FPI, and that's what screwed Cincinnati out of it. I don't understand it, man. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. That FPI is it's always been kind of crazy where they do that. So I'm excited about your call-in show.
Me too.
Mark Rogers coming up. I'm super excited about that. That's going to be really good.
I'm pumped.
And I see the Wisconsin fan is putting your sponsor up there. That's a good deal. So anyway, I just wanted to call in about the FBI because I've been furious about that when I found that out. And you sent me that message today.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, the way that West Virginia was being treated. But the thing about it is, it's not just them; it's the whole Big 12. When you're talking about Maryland, who's one of the worst teams in the Big 10, and Virginia Tech, one of the worst teams in the ACC, and giving them the same chance of winning as TCU.
Yeah.
I mean, that just puts down the whole Big 12. So.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about, man.
I'll let somebody else call in.
All right, I appreciate the call in, but that's definitely what it's about. I don't know why, but they have this thing where they want to make the Big 12 look bad.
Yeah, they do.
All right, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. Anytime.
See you later.
All right, man. Bye.
Bye.
And everybody's saying that the video is buffering, so that makes me mad. We have got to figure that out. The good news is the phone lines are open again if you want to call. Phone number 509-906-2583. I'll say that slower. I said that a little fast right there. 509-906-2583. And I'll ask Joey to put that up again as far as the calling number again. Because I believe, if I saw correctly, Tiger Baskins, the guy that I'm actually collaborating with, wants to call in. So, yeah. Put that number up for him. I'm trying to... hold on. I might be able to put it up myself. Let me see. No, I'm not signed in. I need to remember to sign in before these things, too. I get ahead of myself all the time. You can ask Joey. I've forgotten to actually put his sponsorship in my videos, and that was a big mistake. But he forgave me, and I appreciate that. But that's what I'm talking about. It's nonstop. Dadgummit, everybody's saying it's buffering. I have my hotspot on. Man, I am not understanding this. I think this is Talk is Pitt. We'll see. Yep. I knew it was him. Yep, Pennsylvania number. I knew it was you, man. What's up? I'm good.
Yeah, I'm just getting off of work and finally caught one of your lives. You haven't done one in a very long time.
Over a month. Yep.
It's been a while. But, yeah, I actually had saw Athlon's predictions before you posted that video, which was ironic because it was only maybe 15 to 20 minutes prior to me seeing it that you posted the video.
That's cool.
And I'm sitting there thinking, like, I do see us slipping up one of those games, and no, it's not Georgia Tech as much as C-Dog Morgan would love to think.
No.
It's just not going to happen.
No. I agree with you on that.
The benefit of the doubt, because, I mean,
they're going to be better, but Pitt, he doesn't realize how good, like, and this is coming from a West Virginia fan. You already know I despise Pitt, but facts are facts, and Pitt much more talented team over Georgia Tech. That's a fact.
No, we're so deep at every single position: quarterback, running back, lineman, defensive lineman, cornerbacks. I mean, I believe we have 8 quarterbacks on the roster. After Kenny Pickett leaves, he makes number 9.
Wow, that's a lot.
That is a lot, which is probably why we lost 2 of them already.
Oh yeah, that's going to happen.
I definitely see more leaving because after Kenny Pickett leaves, Davis Bevel is taking over. There's no way anybody's going to start over, and he's being called the miniature Ben Roethlisberger.
There you go. Okay, sounds promising.
Big. Davis Bevel is big.
I gotcha.
He's not that fast though. That's the only thing that concerns me because he's huge. He's 6'6", 240.
So do you think we'll have a Bevel versus Marco matchup? Do you think those will be the 2?
100%.
You think it'll be a good one?
Oh, definitely. No, I didn't watch your whole entire spring game because I just don't like when teams run their spring games like how you guys did or how any other, mostly all the other schools did.
Right.
We just did a full, flat-out game where even the quarterbacks took hits.
Right.
To me, that's how you see who can take the hit, who needs to work on their technique and everything like that.
Right.
And I think the reason why people doubt us is because of how much we lost. We lost a lot on defense. 6 players is a lot to lose.
Yeah, that did hurt.
That did. However, those 6 players were injured at least 4 weeks each. Each of them were injured at least 4 weeks, either for COVID or actual injury.
See, that's
backups we had.
That's what I was about to say, dude. Because a lot of people want to focus on those 6 players that y'all lost, but it really doesn't affect y'all that much because they didn't play that much. So it's not that big of a deal.
No, they weren't even our actual starters. Our backups were our actual starters, which is why I think our defense is going to be even better. I mean,
yeah.
I know legacy players don't always play out, but you've got to give Elliott Donald, Aaron Donald's nephew, credit where it's due. He's not bad at all. He's not. I mean, he leads Central Catholic's all-time, which is the Catholic school here in Pittsburgh. He leads their all-time record in sacks. I believe he has 72.
Good. See, that's what I was trying to tell West Virginia fans that that would have been a huge because we were in the running with him, but we all knew where he was going to go. But that was even though it was a lock for Pitt, that was still a big deal because he's a good player.
He is. He's definitely great. He's actually he probably is better than Aaron Donald, and I'll tell you why.
Wow.
Aaron Donald only had 3 offers coming out of high school.
That's true.
Only 3.
That's true.
Pitt, and then I think 2 FCS teams. I can't remember. I think one of them was Western Kentucky. The other one may have been...
No, it was Eastern Kentucky.
No, was it Eastern? Oh, yeah, it was Eastern Kentucky. But
yeah.
And then look what happened. To me, hands down, the best player ever to step foot in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. You never know
Dan
sometimes.
Marino fan.
Yeah. Dan Marino.
I don't like Dan Marino. I don't.
The thing
really don't. He is so overrated.
The thing with Dan Marino is he did have a cannon, but his mobility was next to nothing, and his field vision was okay at best. I don't think he had quite the... sorry, somebody's beeping in. I'll get off the phone here in a second, guys. Chill out. Only have one line. But I would say he was maybe in the top 60 percentile as far as field vision goes. But all around, I mean, that's why he never won a Super Bowl, because he didn't see the field the way he was supposed to. He was a great quarterback.
No,
he just
threw a lot of interceptions.
Yes.
A lot.
That's why. Field vision.
He was like Brett Favre in the NFL. Well, he was like Brett Favre in the NFL as Dan Marino. Brett Favre had a cannon, but NFL all-time in interceptions with, I think, over 500. I think he's thrown over 500.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But
that's
there
why.
is one question that I needed answered, and I'll get off the phone.
Okay.
If Pitt does take down UNC like I hope, what would that do to the Coastal race? Would that knock UNC out and put us with the tiebreaker, or would we own the tiebreaker, or does that depend on who Miami loses to?
Well, it depends on Miami's record. It still depends on North Carolina's record, because the tiebreaker goes into effect if y'all have the same amount of losses. So let's say North Carolina loses 2 games in the ACC and you guys lose 2 games in the ACC. Well, if one of those 2 losses for North Carolina was to you, that would be the tiebreaker, and that would put you ahead of North Carolina. I would actually look for Pitt to beat Miami. That's the one that I really have my eyes on. Now, could they beat North Carolina? Yes. Could they beat Clemson? Yes. But Miami, that's the team that I really think Pitt has an excellent shot at upsetting. That's where I would, if I was a betting man, that's where I would put my money.
Yeah, because it's not like, well, actually, yeah, you got a good point. And the reason why is because it's not like we couldn't move the ball against Miami.
Right.
And that was with a backup quarterback. Kenny Pickett was not in that game.
Mm-hmm.
That was with the Arizona State transfer, Joey Yellen. He was the backup last year. He was able to throw for 300 yards. And one of our receivers gained 147 yards receiving plus 2 touchdowns. So it's not like, we can't move the ball. We're just extremely inconsistent, and I really, really hope our offensive line does good, and I really cannot wait for Week 6 when we clobber Georgia Tech.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. And one more thing before I let you go. The last thing that I think gives y'all an excellent chance against Miami is, a lot of people don't realize this, Pitt is much more deep than Miami. Now, Miami starters have more talent than Pitt, but Pitt has much more depth than Miami. That's why people need to keep their eyes on that game. It could go to Pitt.
That'd be awesome if we took down both Miami and North Carolina.
Now, I don't know about all that, but I think Miami's a big... You have a shot at Miami.
I would be okay with that, even if we lost to Georgia Tech.
Nah, I don't know about that either. I would say I think you're beating Georgia Tech. That's a done deal in my opinion. I think Pitt's season hinges on that Miami game, and that will determine if you get second place or third place. I think Pitt will be playing for second place in the Coastal, and if you guys can beat Miami, I believe it's at home. You're deeper. It can be done. You could finish second in the Coastal. I think it's possible.
We're all at home. All of them.
exactly. Clemson, Miami, and North Carolina.
Yeah, I will let you go. It was nice calling in, and I'll end every call. West Virginia still sucks.
I hear you, even though they don't. We'll talk to you later. All right, Tiger Baskins, the line is open. Sorry, I was on the phone with... That's what I was trying to explain earlier. I only have one line right now because I don't have a soundboard set up. So, if you want to call back, lines are open right now. I haven't invested any money into the call-in part of the show yet, and I say this at the beginning of the videos now. This is one of the fastest-growing sports YouTube channels out there now, and I'm not just saying that to say that. It really is booming right now. It is one of the faster-growing ones. So I just need to make sure that I reinvest money to keep up with that demand, and one of those demands is call-in show. So I need to invest in a soundboard and get more lines to go. But anyways, my one line that I have is open right now. So if somebody wants to call, come on in. Number is 509-906-2583. And if you've been listening to the show, you know I'm not going to bite your head off or try to make you look stupid or anything like that. Hold on one second. We got somebody. Here we go. I believe this is the great Tiger Baskins. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, sir. What's up, Mr. Golden Blue Dude?
What's going on, man? You having a good weekend? Even though it's almost over?
I am, dude. I really am. I'm so sorry, dude. When I first created my YouTube in the past, I subscribed to you from my first channel, and I wondered why I never saw any of your updates. That's why I emailed you and I was like, dude, you need to go live more, blah, blah, blah. Well, I just realized that from my main channel I'm not subscribed, and I finally saw that. So, yes, here I am, big dog.
Finally, man. You're all cut up, aren't you? Well, there's a lot of... I say that, but really you're not, man. I mean, you have a lot. And I say good luck to you, sir. You have a lot of videos to watch. A lot.
Yes, sir. Okay.
That'll work. I just passed the 1 year anniversary of when I started my at least one video every single day. So, yeah, we've been doing a video every day for over a year now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you. That's freaking awesome.
I don't know if you've heard this story before, but the reason that started is because it was actually almost like just a stupid bet between me and my brothers. They're like, we haven't seen a YouTube channel that does a video every day. And I said, I can do that. They're like, you're sports. That confines you even more. I said, guys, turn on the TV. Does ESPN ever go off? No, they don't. Well, you're just college football. Something that you can turn into a story happens every day. So that turned into a bet, and I've been proving them wrong for over a year now.
Okay, well, since we're on here, I would love us to talk some college football, and I know I'm a Georgia fan, but I know a lot of, analytics about whatever conference, whatever team. So the last caller, he was a Pittsburgh fan, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll start with Pittsburgh, and then if that's cool, we'll kind of go down the line.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so Pittsburgh, man, was that Talkus Pitt, or was that just a random guy?
No, that was Talkus Pitt. That was him.
Okay, good deal. Good. Yeah, I like Talkus Pitt. I know Pittsburgh definitely is on the up and up. I explained how Florida State should kind of view their school and how their season should go.
Yep.
Pittsburgh is definitely above Florida State, just from their stature, just from their value these last couple of seasons. They have sent a few good draft picks here and there, which helps them out because now you have a lot better recruits, not more, but a lot more valuable recruits that are committing to Pittsburgh because they know that door has already been opened.
Right.
NFL teams are looking at Pittsburgh. They're looking to see what players do you have because you're good at development.
Right, and that matters.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm definitely hyped about just college football in general because, yes, I know my Dogs have a huge season, a lot of question marks, but we also have a huge just, we're a front runner, all this and that. but I love the little stories that are out there, and Pittsburgh is definitely one of them. And to go from Pittsburgh to the next, West Virginia is a big one, because even though y'all had Buddy transfer, y'all have a lot of people coming back.
Yes, we do.
West Virginia. And now I know you know way more about West Virginia than I do, so you tell me, who all do you guys have coming back? What are you looking forward to about West Virginia?
Well, you already know that the biggest story was safety Tyke Smith transferring to Georgia. You guys got him. What's not being talked about was what happened last year that's transitioning into this year. And what happened was KJ Martin, our best safety, decided to sit out of the season. Guess who took his place? Tyke Smith.
Wow.
Yes. Tyke Smith was not expected to be great.
Now, that's freaking crazy, dude. I did not know that.
So we're actually getting who was supposed to be our best safety last year back this year. That's why I'm not freaking about our defense, because KJ Martin was rated as a top 5 safety. Nowhere. You guys get him up. So you know what that tells me? That tells me that West Virginia has a coaching staff that's developing their players as well. Because we had our best safety set out for the season for COVID reasons. Dude by the name of Tyke Smith, number 1 rated safety, transferring to Georgia because he wants to win a national championship. And I don't have any hate on the dude. I don't blame him. But to me, that's actually good news, because that's telling me that we're developing our players.